Good morning, everyone. Hello. How y'all doing? Okay, so right now, the message I have is faith over fear. Faith over fear. All right, so I want to explain something to y'all. When it comes to me, I tell you I'm both spirits, right? And I tell y'all that everyone in the world has both spirits. You got the good and the bad. Well, how you can tell what side you dabble in the most determines on your emotions. The devil focus on your fears. So if you're depressed all the time, you're super sad all the time, like genuinely depressed, genuinely sad, genuinely mad, you're tapping into jealousy, envy. You're tapping into your demonic side. When you're happy, you're excited, and you're anxious, and you're like, you're tapping into your godly side. All right? So, you need both. You understand me? You need both. Like I always say, you need both. Because the reason you need both is because you need one to help you to know what you need to fix. You need the one to help you to know that you're strong enough to overcome the issues that you're afraid of. So, for example, like for myself, my mission for coming to this earth was to help to heal the world. In order to help heal the world, I had to shine my light bright in a dark place. So that means anybody that didn't have a light watched me. So I took on all of that energy, okay? And what has happened is because I didn't have a light on me and I shined it on them, I had to be strong enough in that light, and a lot of times it didn't work the way I wanted to work. So because of that, you already know the strongest warrior is going to be the one that attack you. However, the strongest one doesn't attack you first. It's the weak ones. See, this is what happens with the devil. The devil spirit, the demonic spirit that's within inside of you. What happened is you go after the weak link people. All right? So that's your family members, it's your friends, your cousins, your associates, people you work with. You attack the weakest link. Because that's how you handle it. You attack the weakest link. The devil doesn't attack the strongest person first. They attack the weakest link. Because if they can overcome the weakness, that's how they level themselves up. So let me go after the weak one. Let me go after the one that you feel that cannot overcome. And what happens? Let's go back into school. What happened? That's the one that people call the nerd. Okay? They go after the nerd, right? They put all that hate on the nerd. All right? You know, that's how I was looked at, as the nerd. And that's what they do, because they see that you're intelligent. That means you got the knowledge from God. You got that understanding from God. They see your light because you're how intelligent you are. But because your intelligence doesn't look like armor, it looks like vulnerability. Okay, so that's why they attack you, and they keep attacking you because they see that you are confident in who you are. Because when you are a nerd, you are confident in who you are. You know that you love science. You know you love the dirt. You know you love the insects. You know you love the little organisms and the little stuff. You love the details that people can't see. Your mind works in a way where it's like creativity. How can I create more? How can I understand the beginning of things? Okay? It can go to the gross stuff that people call gross, like the mucus, the mucus in the body, the brains, and all of these things, right? We look at life like that. We're the ones that go deep into stuff. We want to know, where did it come from? That's why we looked at as nerds, because people feel like you're too intelligent, you're boring, and you don't know nothing. But it's like you know more than they know. But the fact you're looked at as you don't know nothing, like you're just too intelligent, you don't have no fun. But you see fun in the little things in life. You see fun in the experiments. You see fun in the discovery, because you realize, why am I discovering all of this when I could discover all of that? You understand? So that's where the devil, demonic spirit, don't like it, because you're willing to go in to understand these things. So they attack the weak ones. When it comes to that demonic spirit, think about it. When you got the jocks and the cheerleaders, do they attack them? Nah. Because they need to be validated for the stupidity that they do. I'm not saying all jocks and cheerleaders, but we know how that can go when it comes to certain people. But they don't tag them because they need to be felt validated, because they know energy recognize energy, evil recognize evil. Because guess what? Popularity. The thing about popularity is, even though you may have a talent, but the thing about it is you lose focus on the real talent. You start focusing on how many people liking you, how many people accepting you. Oh, everybody know your name. Everybody know this about you. Everybody know that. So you seeking for people's validation. And that's how that spirit comes at you. But it's so crazy how a jock or a cheerleader ain't no different than a nerd. Okay? So the nerd is on the inside of you. The jock is on the outside of you. Or it could be vice versa. So no different than the nerd. Let's look back to Steve Urkel. He looked like this on the outside, but he was strong on the inside. He didn't care. He bossed up to anyone, all the bullies. He didn't care if they came at him, whatever. Even if he was scared, he stood up. See, that's how God is. See, God know how to stand. Like, God shows things in a way where vulnerability. But see, you got that other spirit in you. So let's look at back at like this. That demonic spirit, that jock, that cheerleader, right? They might look like the strongest in the room, but they the weakest in the room because their faith ain't strong enough to hold, right? So now let's go back to that nerd, right? The nerd may look like the weakest in the room, but guess what? You don't see that beast on the inside. How many of y'all had people that you went to school with that looked like this? And then they became super successful, and you were still, now you are being picked on. Now you over here looking out of shape and stuff and ain't taking care of yourself. Ain't it amazing how the world show you what life is? It show you the truth. It ain't no different than the reality TV shows. When you see these people out here acting a plump fool, but the crazy thing is, if there was no cameras around, these mother suckers wouldn't fight anybody. They know they got bodyguards. They know they got their minions. They know they got these people that protect them. But it's crazy. But then you got the ones that got the sweetest heart. They may not have the glasses on, but they understand who they are. They know they got super emotions. I don't know right now. I'm gonna call it out. Tommy. Because you was on BET thing. I saw you. Tommy. So, we seen how Tommy has been on the reality shows, right? She got a sweetheart. She really does. And people see it. They don't realize, I'm not trying to get your business, but they don't realize she like a little nerd herself. Right? But you can't see it because her beauty, which we all have. But the fact that she has to look just like the jocks and the cheerleaders. But people can tell spirits. They can feel spirits. But the one thing about her is she always been honest about who she was. She don't like people to mess with her. She always knew that she go through a lot of emotions. She even been vulnerable with the situation about her mother and what she went through that put her in the situation she's in. She has always walked with authority of acknowledging, this is me, and I'm fighting this demon that's attached to me. I'm fighting this strength that this is attacking me. Because we know she was drinking and stuff. She knew that there was something strong in her. Because just like a person that do believe in God, right? The more you believe in God and know I'm really trying to be a good person out here in the world, that means the beast in you is just as equal strong. So that's why when you come around people and you be like, you bark at them, like what was it, the episode where you and Scrap and that girl, shucks, you saw how you got. That beast inside of you. People don't understand. But see, they call you crazy. Right? But guess what? They call Jesus crazy too. They call you crazy. Because you know who you are. You know where you're coming from. You know where you've been through. And yeah, you go out here and you do certain things, but they don't realize just as strong as that godly side in that beast in there, and you attack you every single day as well. And that's the way the world is. We are mirroring ourselves. Every time when you look in the mirror, you are seeing that God in you and you seeing that beast in you. And every single time you look at your reflection in the mirror, you realize that demon is still there. But you got to be able to be stronger than that demon. This go for anyone in the world. You got to have that faith or that fear. You got to allow yourself that, you know what, I got this. You understand? I ain't saying that you can't not, if you got troubles with certain addictions and things, I got this. I can overcome it. I know how to balance myself out. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. If I cry, it's okay for me to cry. If I get a little upset, it's okay that I get upset. But am I putting the energy out on the wrong people? No different than the jocks and the cheerleaders. Am I putting the energy out on somebody else? Or do I need to take that energy within myself and stand up to the demon in me? See, that demon in you can show you how strong you are. But that God in you show you how blessed you are at the same time. See, don't allow people in the world to validate you. You be your own validation every day. You go back into your catalog and look at your pictures. And you get back. I ain't talking about, am I dolled up? Look at the energy from the pictures. You're going to see some days you're super genuinely happy. You're going to see some days you're mad. You're going to see some days you're sad. Then you're going to go back to happy. People don't realize that's just life. That's life because you're learning. You're learning more about yourself. But you also have to realize that we are our mothers. We are our fathers. We are a representation of them, even if we don't want to deal with them. Because their demons are attached to us because what? We're family. But at the same time, guess what? Do you realize when you heal yourself, you also heal the bully that had energy. You also heal the bully that was attacking you the whole time. Now, I'm going to say it like this. I'm not sitting back and trying to say that it's your mom's fault. I'm not sitting here saying it's your daddy's fault. But at the same time, those bullies only transition over to another school. Y'all remember that. Don't matter if it's a cousin, family member, whatever, friend. They transfer. No different than anybody in reality. Bullies transfer. So just make sure you are always putting faith over fear so you don't transfer the bully to someone else. On that note, y'all have a blessed day.